Yo, what is going on, guys? Dating is impossible for modern women, they are saying, now that men don't see them anymore in 2026. Funny how that works. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's get right into it.
Okay, so this is very random and different from my usual content, but I just want to put it out there. Where are single people meeting people that are not on the apps? Because I literally despise the apps. I'm turning 33 next month, and I'm clearly looking for a long-term relationship because I'm getting a bit older. I'm not old, but I'm getting older, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of very over being single, but I just don't know where to find anyone. I go do things that people I enjoy, because everyone's go and do stuff that you enjoy. It's yeah, I go out, I go to the gym, I go for coffees, I go for walks, stuff like that. But it's I just don't know how to approach people without being a weirdo. I think I'm just gonna have to do it, but I'm always scared of rejection and stuff like that, which most people probably are. But I literally despise the apps. They're literally in the trenches, and I don't know what to do, because I'm actually really wanting to try this year to find someone, because I usually don't try that hard. But I'm in the mood to actually try because I don't want to be single forever. So if anyone could help, that would be great. Has anyone actually met someone that's not on the apps recently? I'd love to know where you met them and how you met them. That would be amazing. Thanks. Bye.
Every item on that list is what men have dealt with since they were teenagers. Walk up to a stranger, risk being called creepy, and a whole bunch of other things as well. Get turned down and then try and go again next week. Men were always expected to just do that unpaid, without thanks or gratitude, and now it gets called a broken market here. The second fewer of them bother, somebody else has to pick up the slack, and women do not want to do that.
I think in 2026, we need to bring back the art of the setup. We need to be setting up our single friends with our other single friends, because people just aren't setting people up anymore like they used to. And my married friends often will tell me, they're I don't want to set you up with someone because I'm worried if you don't like them, you'll be mad at us. No, it is not your fault. They're their own person. They're a grown adult. If they suck, it is not a reflection on you. They might be a really, really awesome friend and a really terrible boyfriend. Those two things can't exist, and it's not your fault. But we need to continue to help our single friends have the highest potential of meeting their person. And think about it. If you set someone up and they get married, you get to speak. You get to take all the credit. You get to have the best speech of the night, because you can be I did that. So in 2026, we're bringing back the setup.
So I'm assuming this is a single woman who is essentially complaining that she's not being hooked up with other men, right? The friends of hers are not giving her a man to date. But in reality, guys, by the time a woman is struggling with dating, it is already over for her. If you have to rely on your married friends to get a boyfriend for you, you are doing something absolutely wrong.
I am genuinely confused watching everyone's dating wrapped, how you're going on 6, 9 first dates.
Yeah.
Where is everyone getting that from?
6 third date. Sorry?
I haven't been on a date. I'm 24 years old. Never been on a date. And you guys are going on 9 first dates? And then this girl that I just watched, she dated 3 guys this year. 2 have taken her on trips. 1 has 2 boats or something. Met his family. Who's asking you on these dates?
The most date I've had was ice cream, but we still came back and smashed and we knew that was not so I don't think that counts.
Anyways, I'm confused.
So this woman here is a 24-year-old woman and has never been on a date, apparently. Guys, I'm telling you, if a woman tries to say crap like this, you should immediately run away or walk away very damn quickly, because at the end of the day, these women are hooking up with men, and if she's saying she's had no dates, what it really means is she's just having fun without any commitment at all.
Being a lover girl in 2026 is so rough. What do you mean I'm being loyal to my future husband who has not found me yet? Because he's probably at home and I'm at home and we don't really leave to go to social settings. So are we ever going to meet? Probably not. And sometimes I wish I didn't have morals. Sometimes I wish I was okay with doing OF or being a sugar baby, because then maybe I'd be at Coachella VIP having my weekend funded by a man named Steve in finance. But no, I want to be a lover girl.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't really believe these women when they make these videos. They say they are loyal, they say they are a quote-unquote lover girl, when in reality they actively cheat on their boyfriends and husbands and all that sort of stuff. And if they are still single at this particular age, there is definitely a reason why.
Yes, men are happy being single. They are. They're definitely enjoying it more than they used to before. And because I see it, it's gotten harder to date, lately. Men are very satisfied in their lives without women. They are. They're working a lot, either working a lot, or if they're not working, then, they'll hang out with their friends, with their family, with their kids. Well, with their kids, it's a given. But yeah, they're happy being, if they're not married, they're happy being, bachelors and having their own space and not having to commit to anyone. So yeah, this wasn't the case before, but this is what it is now.
A woman is finally coming out and saying what men have repeated for years, that plenty of them are content on their own. She notices them working, seeing the people they care about, and feeling zero pressure to pair up. Men are supposed to fall apart without a significant other, and these ones look perfectly fine. Turns out the crisis was only ever on one side.
Okay. I know this is going to seem dramatic, but I am about one failed talking stage away from joining a convent, so...
These women love actively just telling on themselves, guys. She's essentially saying she goes through talking stages, i.e. men are not offering her commitment, and she is about to lose her mind because men are just not offering it up to her. If you read between the lines of what these women are actually saying, guys, you will be told by them that they are clinically insane and not worth dating.
I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. And this one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one. And my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just going to call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way.
She divorced a good husband over a paycheck and a job title and then went hunting for love everywhere else, apparently. Now she is the one admitting that what she was taught was wrong. I'm going to push back on this a bit, guys. I think these women knew it was wrong, but they decided to do it anyway. I don't think these women get to blame feminism when they made the decisions themselves.
Gen X women, let's have a talk. How are women meeting people in 2026? Because from what I'm seeing, we're either healing, working, blocking, going to the gym, talking to our plants, or fucking talking to people on social media at 3 a.m. Dating apps feel like online shopping for fucking red flags. Nobody approaches anybody anymore. And if they do, unfortunately, they're not our type. And then half of us are too tired to start over for the 44th fucking time. So are we actually finding love these days? Or just finding peace and calling it a win? What do you think?
I don't think most of modern day women are finding men or successful love at all. I think the majority of them are completely failing. They are going through talking stages, men not actually wanting them, hooking up with a whole bunch of guys, and then trying to quote unquote settle down at 30 years of age. They can say they're going on all this self-improvement nonsense when in reality, I don't think they're actually doing that.
Yes, I fell for the okie doke. I was bamboozled. I was fooled. I grew up during a time when it was encouraged that women be independent. You know, have your own this, have your own that. You don't need a man. You're strong. And we fell for it. A lot of us fell for it. But I remember talking to a gentleman, even back then, he was trying to explain to me how he did not think that that was going to work out for me so well. And I kind of just chuckled because, you know, I was living my life. Ha! You know what I'm saying? But he talked about an elevator. He was like, it's like an elevator. When you go in the elevator, it tells you the maximum capacity that elevator is meant to hold. He said it doesn't mean that if you put more weight on it than it was made to hold, that it's going to break down immediately. But over a period of time, there's going to be a whole lot of wear and tear and a whole lot of maintenance issues. And it probably won't live the lifespan that the engineer intended it to have.
She admits that she bought the independence pitch and that a man tried to warn her years ago. Now she is repeating his warning back to everyone else. The elevator line she brushed off then is the one she leads with now. The people who pushed that message on her moved on a long time ago.
Now, I just want you to know that we are living in a point in time when the level of prostitution is so high. Women are selling themselves in different capacities to men regularly. I mean, it is an actual business. It's an actual career move now. People have OF accounts and you're just bringing in money because some man is paying to see or spend time with you in some capacity. That doesn't make you a strong, independent woman. I'm sorry. You're still depending on men for money. If you are using men in any capacity, like, hey, I want to go on this trip. Hey, I want to go eat. Hey, I want to buy this bag, and you're not doing it for yourself, and you're going with these men purely so that they can fund this in your life, I want you to know that you're not actually strong and independent.
This is absolutely true, guys. A lot of these quote-unquote strong and independent women are essentially just earning money from men anyway, or just taking it from them, be it through child support or alimony or whatever the case may be. It's funny how strong and independence doesn't really hold up when you look at what these women are actually doing.
Dating in 2026 is actually the equivalent of waking up from a fever dream every single day, except it's not a dream, it's real life somehow, unfortunately. Because tell me why. There was this guy texting me all weekend asking me to come over, asking me to meet him out, and then not 12 hours after he sent the last text asking me to come to his house, I get a text from him 6:30 on a Monday morning, mind you. Hey, sorry, this is so abrupt, but I've been talking to this girl from Memphis for a while, and we decided that we're gonna move her out here. Hello? What do you mean? Because 12 hours ago you were inviting me to your house, and now you're gonna move your girlfriend across the country? I don't really understand. Anyway, so stay safe out here. And this is not an uncommon occurrence. Because my ex-boyfriend used to do that. I was the girl moving across. Anyway. Wow. Okay, I can't do this.
What these women fail to actually realize, guys, is that they do not have commitment from men. They always like to act, indignant, saying, oh, he was texting me all the time, or I thought I was his girlfriend. But at the end of the day, men are not committing to these women, and they still think that men are actually giving them the commitment. It makes no sense at all, except in these women's heads.
Women want control. They want control of the money. They want control of the kids. They want even control of their ex after they're done. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. There are plenty of women out there that are bitter and mad beyond pissed because they have to share their children with the father. They're mad that the father actually stepped up and did what he was supposed to do, because that means they don't have the ultimate control and ultimate access anymore. That means they don't get to dictate 24/7 what happens in those children's lives. There are plenty of women out there that are actually pissed because their baby daddies or their exes and the father of their children showed up. That does happen. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it does happen. Women want control. They want control of the money. They want control of the kids. They want even control of their ex after they're done. It does happen.
She calls out the mothers who are furious that a father actually shows up for his kids. Losing that control clearly stings more than any real worry about the children at all. A dad doing his job is not the villain here.
Okay, you guys, welcome to your Where to Find Guys in the Hamptons. Everyone's like, I know where to find them. No, you don't. Because you're not looking for the right hot guys. I'm looking for the real hot guys. Lawyers, doctors, professionals, pool guys, finance guys, pool guys that are making a lot of money, having a really good time enjoying some of you know where they are. They're places like Shippies. They're places like the Beer Garden. They're places like the Golden Pear. They're places like the Deli because they're looking for A, turkey sandwiches, B, some kind of alcohol, and C, they're looking to be fed so they can have a really good time. Hot guys in the Hamptons are doing hot guy stuff like golf, tennis, surfing. That's where they are. That's their vibe. Go find.
Am I the only one who finds it incredibly creepy that these women are trying to target specific men who probably do not want them anyway? You know, they're going after lawyers, doctors, finance guys, i.e. men with money, but at the end of the day, they are all going to get rejected, I think.
You always ask me where I meet this man I go on dates with. So my first source is street, just walking down the street, preferably not like this. This is already when you have a date with somebody. And farmers markets, coffee shops. My top one is coffee shops. Just sit and smile like this, very silly. Dating apps, of course, but I kind of stopped using them for a while because I hate men there. They're low effort, they didn't see you, that's why. I understand they propose this coffee dates, etc. I don't mind that, but I prefer to go on a coffee date with myself first and then pick up a guy there. Because usually I go with these guys for coffee dates, and guess what? I see even cuter men there, but I can't approach them because I'm with these guys.
Am I the only one who thinks that these women are essentially just night workers making these videos? Like, if you are talking about where to meet men, as in a plural of men, usually what this means is you're actually very unsuccessful at actually getting commitment from a man, and usually you're just hooking up with a bunch of them, and then you want to call that success, when in reality for women, this is not success whatsoever.
Women are exhausted and nobody wants to admit why. Women are carrying everything right now, you know. The childcare, the housework, emotional labour, the bills, the mental load, the school forms, the appointments, the worrying, the budgeting. Then checking if everyone else is okay. While still trying to hold on to themselves. And then society turns around and says, why are women so angry lately? Huh? Maybe because women are surviving, we're not actually living. Maybe because some women haven't relaxed properly in years. Maybe because even when women finally sit down at night, yeah, the brain's still running, ticking, clogs going.
The list of everything women supposedly carry alone skips right over the man covering half the bills and fixing whatever breaks, oftentimes more than half the bills, by the way. The tiredness may be real, but at the end of the day, I do not have empathy for these women whatsoever, guys.
Where and how to meet a good man. I'm always telling you guys red flags, how not to get involved with the wrong man, what to look for, but I'm never really explaining the flip side, which is where to find a good man and traits of a good man. Now, I will start this video out by saying most of these men are hiding under rocks, but you're looking under the wrong rocks. Number one is offline. Forget about the dating apps, forget about social media, forget about sliding into anyone's DMs or anyone sliding into your DMs. Yuck. The best men are offline, meaning they have very little to no social media presence. Number two, volunteering. Most men who volunteer have good morals, have good intentions, and more or less have a moral compass. That's what you're looking for. Number three is through hobbies. Most of these hobbies are either like a rec league, some type of sports league, some type of board game league, some type of activity that does not involve alcohol. Okay? Remove the alcohol.
5 places to meet a good man. You know, things are getting desperate for these women, guys, when they are actively trying to find specific places to meet quote-unquote good men. Good men are absolutely everywhere. They are probably just not interested in committing to you. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.